Welcome back to NewsNation Live. Apprehensions of undocumented migrants crept up slightly in August. We're taking a look at that. Border Patrol officers apprehended more than 6,000 people in July, and that is a 37% increase from the fewer than 5,000 apprehended in July, the most numbers of encounters on record. Let's get the read on this from the president of the Migration Policy, Andrew Selee. Thank you very much for being here, Andrew. You know, when we take a look at these numbers, I mean, what do you think? Should the rise in encounters worry the administration? There's been a lot of talk about the influx and how we see these numbers go up and down. But if you take a look at years past, the number of border encounters is still way down by comparison. What do you make of it?
Yeah, these are numbers that haven't been seen, really in recorded history. I mean, probably in the I have to go back to the 70s, maybe the 60s, to have numbers this low. So, they'll go up by 37%, go down by 37%, but it's all in a range that's still quite low. So I don't think it tells us very much yet. Well, it is likely that that the numbers could go up a little bit. At some point, people find ways around enforcement. Smugglers begin to find new routes, but the numbers are still quite low.
What do you think is behind the rise?
Well, I think it is, over time, smugglers begin to, find different ways of getting around enforcement. There's a lot more enforcement than there was. I say this sort of started at the end of the Biden administration. It starts in June of 2024. The numbers go way down. You saw it on the chart there. And then when President Trump comes in, the numbers go way, way down. There's much more enforcement at the border. There's no ability to apply for asylum really at the border. There's some small exceptions. And so most people are deterred from coming right now, but you will see smugglers trying to find ways around and promising people that they found the new route in that no one can stop.
I want to switch gears here for a second because ICE agents have arrested more than 500 people as part of their Midway Blitz operation in Chicago. We've been telling our viewers about that. We had Allie Bradley out there watching this. Could the focus inside the country be taking forces necessary away from Trump's illegal immigration crackdown? How do you see this playing out?
Well, I mean, yeah, clearly it's part of the deterrent at the border, right, is that they're also sending people back. They've created the impression that even if you get in, you can be sent back. But, there's a huge concentration of forces across different agencies going into detaining and deporting people who are living in the U.S. Americans, seem to support it as long as it is people with criminal records or people who are, already have a deportation order. I think it's going to be interesting to see where the American public is when they start sending back people who've been here longer than 10, 15, 20 years and haven't committed crimes. And I think there's, I think they're going to need to recalibrate at some point and because I think the public mood might switch on this.
Yeah, and we've also got the U.S. having eliminated another suspected drug vessel, the third this month. Trump said intelligence confirmed the vessel was trafficking illicit narcotics and was transitioning along a known narco-trafficking passage en route to poison Americans, and that's the quote there. So, can we be expecting the administration to keep up that kind of aggressive offensive when it comes to the war on drugs? I think that the foot's still going to be on the gas on this one.
I think so. I mean, I think this has accelerated over the past month. I don't see any sign of it stopping. I think there's some calls in Congress to see what how they are doing this, what the process is to make the decision. So make sure it is people, that it is legal to do it and it's done with people who in fact are committing crimes, that these aren't people, who are smuggling migrants or something else, right? Because that is the danger. And especially when you're dealing with people coming out of a country like Venezuela, where we don't have on the ground intelligence.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.